You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday for DC News Now. Here at 4, I'm Annalisa Gale. Mark Hall has the evening off. We'll get to those top stories in just a few minutes, but first, let's take a look outside on this chilly, windy day here in the DMV. This is a live look at Roslyn. Let's turn over now to meteorologist Damon Matson for a look at what to expect for the rest of the evening. Hey, Damon.
Hey, Annalisa. Hey, at least there in that live shot, a lot less cloud cover. We finally have started to clear that out of here. Some nice evening sunshine. But I will say, folks, that clear sky, that sunshine that is left over, not making much of a difference. It was a very brisk day out there behind this latest storm system with that colder air finally kicking in. Our high temperatures stayed in the 40s in and around the DC metro, and back toward the west, it stayed in the 30s. Now, this is notable as well because of the fact that it remained rather breezy out there all day long. And as a matter of fact, we still have wind speeds at around the 10 to 20 mile per hour clip, which is windy enough nonetheless here for that chill to really be noticed. And those feels like temperatures, those wind chills all day long. It's been feeling this cold in the 20s to the west and closer to DC. It's been feeling like around 30 degrees all day. So you definitely have had to bundle up as you went outside to protect against some of that wind and cold, to say the least here, folks. So no doubt we have been experiencing these much colder conditions as we have gone throughout the day, thanks to that wind remaining elevated. And it looks like, at least through this evening, we should continue to see those winds stay elevated. But as we go later on into the night tonight, we are actually going to finally experience some calmer weather. How long does it stay calm as we go into the rest of the week? And are we expecting any unsettled weather as we approach the Christmas holiday? We'll have a full check of your forecast coming up here in just a bit.
Damon, thank you. First at 4, a Montgomery County police sergeant is 2 months into his recovery after being hit by a driver on I-270 back in October. Today, Sergeant Patrick Koepp sat down with our Randy Bass to talk about his physical and emotional recovery since losing his legs in that crash. He's been recovering at Shock Trauma in Baltimore and now at Walter Reed Medical Center in Bethesda. He has a team of doctors working to help him to get back to the work that means so much to him, officiating college football games and keeping dangerous drivers off the roads. His family has played a big role in that recovery.
It's the emotional support group from the law enforcement, from my officiating family, from my family, from my friends outside of work. That's where it comes from. It comes from them being there. When they were getting ready to leave, is there anything I can do? Come back. Like, I wanted people to come visit. Like, my day was constant of visitors in and out of my room, and that's what got me through. 100%. Who it is. Some of the people I knew a little bit better than others. Some I knew very, very well to start. Some I knew pretty well, and now I have.
More on this coming up tonight on DC News Now with our full interview with Sergeant Koepp. He tells us what's next in his long recovery. Well, developing now in the district, the D.C. Council signed a letter today urging Mayor Muriel Bowser to reconsider her decision on SNAP benefits. The letter says Bowser did not want to spend over $39 million to increase SNAP benefits in 2024, and more than 140,000 people in the district rely on them. They say the extra money was supposed to come from the 2023 fiscal budget. Members of the council say the mayor is disregarding D.C. law. Meanwhile, Mayor Bowser's office now is responding to the SNAP controversy. She released a statement from the Department of Human Services director last week saying that DHS is experiencing operational and spending pressures across several programs, many of which are non-discretionary and support essential needs for low-income residents. The administration says they are committed to ensuring that the current services proceed without interruption and maximize federal resources to increase nutrition assistance. Meanwhile, in Virginia, the fight continues over the proposal to to remove a Confederate monument from Arlington National Cemetery. Today, a federal judge in Virginia's Eastern District hearing arguments for a preliminary injunction against its removal. The group defend Arlington, arguing that the removal process is destroying grave sites. Their suit alleging that the U.S. Army, which runs the cemetery, is temporarily removing headstones despite saying it would not remove them. The judge said that he went to that site himself this morning, and he said the process showed the utmost respect for those grave sites. DC News Now spoke to the vice chair of the commission that recommended that removal.
I think it's another pause. I think that what I know about this is not large, but I think it's a pause. The courts are making sure that it's done correctly. And I have confidence that the Army and Arlington National Cemetery has done this correctly, and that they will adhere to the law, which says for it to be gone by the 31st of December.
Attorneys expect a decision in court today. We'll keep you updated on air and online. Turning now to the conflict in the Middle East, protesters carrying signs calling for a ceasefire in the Middle East gathering in the Capitol Rotunda earlier this afternoon. Capitol Police telling DC News Now they were aware of the plan, and as soon as that demonstration began, 60 people were, quote, immediately arrested. Additional officers were brought in ahead of that protest.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light.
And at the Wilson Building, Mayor Bowser broke into song there yesterday during a press conference as protesters chanted for a ceasefire in Gaza. That event was scheduled as part of the city's leadership holiday celebration at the Wilson Building on Monday. Protesters began shouting "ceasefire now" as Bowser stepped up to that podium to speak. She then called up leaders of different faiths to join her and began to sing over protesters there. Then after a couple verses, she addressed their calls for peace.
We know that there is pain in our world, and we all want peace. I am proud to lead a city where we stand shoulder to shoulder every day and work for peace.
Bowser also said that this was the first holiday celebration at the Wilson Building since the start of the pandemic. Well, new at 4, parking is a challenge around much of the DMV, and some people have been using things like cones to make it easier to reserve their parking spots there. But Tacoma Park Police say they've now received complaints about that, and they're reminding residents that it's not allowed. DC News Now, Dave Laval joining us live from Laurel Avenue. And Dave, this is quite a challenge that lots of people deal with. What are police saying tonight?
Good afternoon to you, Annalisa. Can tell you that we had no problems as we found this parking spot with relative ease. Unfortunately, Tacoma Park Police told us others are setting up, if you will, a roadblock in order to ensure they get a space. You see, parking around the city is a bit of a challenge these days. And while there are parking lots, police say they've received complaints about people reserving parking spaces on public streets. And using a cone is the most popular method. It's not illegal, but police remind you parking spots on streets are shared spaces that belong to everyone. All you're doing is making other drivers angry. People we talk to support the reminder, but also understand why some people reserve a parking spot.
It shows a little bit of a sign of desperation to me, but I think that to the extent that parking's public, then that should not be done.
And police remind you to use a public parking lot if you can't find a spot on the street. Annalisa?
Yeah, Dave, I've definitely seen some interesting things when it comes to parking around the DMV. But what's the punishment if someone is caught reserving a spot?
Yeah, and that's a good question. Again, it is not illegal what police do, not only here, but in other places where I've been around the country. All they're trying to do is reduce, with the reminder, they're just trying to reduce the potential of conflict between the driver who's trying to pull into that spot and the person who's reserving it for a friend. We're live in Tacoma Park. Dave Laval, DC News Now.